Hello everyone. Hope everyone is having a fantastic Saturday. I sure am. I'm having my coffee now. I'm a huge coffee drinker. If anyone is watching this drinking their coffee as well, cheers to you, and I hope that first sip keeps you going for the rest of the day. Today we're going to continue on another question in our LeetCode Beginners Guide Explore card, and we're going to be exploring Fizz Buzz. So again, from the main menu here in LeetCode, you can just click on Explore. We'll be resuming from where we left off last. Go to challenge problems, and we'll be starting off with Fizz Buzz, a classic question that you have a high probability of being asked in your next technical interview. But let's go ahead and dive into it. It's not as bad as it looks. Okay, so given an integer n, return a string array answer 1 through indexed, where the answer of I equals Fizz Buzz if I is divisible by 3 and 5, answer I equals Fizz if I is divisible by 3, answer I equals Buzz if I is divisible by 5, answer I equals I as a string if none of the above conditions are true. This is a question that I like to call sort of like, I don't know if I really have a name for it, but the description really is the answer, because you literally just have to do exactly what it's telling you to do, and you should be able to get the correct answer. So let's go ahead and start crafting how this would look. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start creating an array. I'm going to call it const result. And just like it says, we want to go from 1 through indexed. I believe indexed is n. So here we can say for let I equals 1, I less than or equal to n, I plus plus. Right? Because we want to include 3, like 1, 2, and then fizz for number 3. Now we can just start doing exactly what it's telling us. So we say if I modulo 3 is 0 and I modulo 5 equals 0, what are we going to do here? Well, we're going to say result.push, and I'll do Fizz Buzz, right? So that's one condition. What's the next one here? It says answer I equals Fizz if I is divisible by 3. So we'll say else if I modulo 3 is equal to 0, we'll do result.push Fizz. Else if I modulo 5 is equal to 0, then we'll do result.push Buzz. Else, if none of the numbers are divisible by the different conditions, we'll just go ahead and push a stringified version of our I. And at the end, we can return result. So let's go ahead and see what this gives us. So 1, 2, and fizz. Let's go through all our different example test cases. Attempted to go too soon. I get a little bit impatient sometimes, but that's fine. We're having fun. Okay, so 1, 2, fizz, 4, buzz. 1, 2, fizz, 4, buzz, fizz, 7, 8, fizz, buzz, 11, fizz, 13, 14, fizz, buzz. So all these look good to me. Let's just go ahead and submit it. Okay, 37.11 for time complexity, 73.02 for space complexity. If we go over it ourselves, we know that time complexity is going to be n, where n is the size of the input. And we also know that the space complexity is going to be n, because we're going to be creating a new array that has as many items as large as the input number is. Let's go ahead and submit it again. Now, the percentage on LeetCode varies wildly per every single run. What I'm assuming happens behind the scenes is probably your code is being run on some VM somewhere, and that code can just take longer to run for whatever amount of reasons, right? Just depending on the machine that it's running on. Maybe just one more for good luck. We'll see if we get the highest one on this one. Nope, we went down to 27.01, but that's okay. So this is one way of solving it, and I think it's a decent way of doing it. And you can see in this next way, the result is almost going to look the same. However, we'll be taking advantage of string concatenation instead of having to deal so much like with this result.push every single time. So this is what we're going to do. We're still going to keep this loop out here, and I might even just comment this out for now. Here I can say const fizz buzz string is equal to an empty string. And what can we do now? We can say if I modulo 3 is equal to 0, then what can we append to fizz buzz string? We know that the 3 is going to be fizz, right? So fizz buzz string plus or equals fizz if I modulo 3 is equal to 0, and instead of 3, I meant to put a 5 here. Fizz buzz string. This will be buzz. And then finally, so we've already covered both cases, right? Now we have fizz and buzz taken care of. If a number is both divisible by 3 and 5, if it's 3, it'll just be fizz. If it's 5, it'll just be buzz. Now for this last one, we can use sort of not a short circuiting, I don't really know the name for it. We'll look it up in a second, but really all we need to do here is now say result.push. We want to push fizz buzz string or string of I. Because what does this do? If the number that we're looking at is not divisible by 3 or 5, fizz buzz string will be an empty string, which if we're doing an or like we are here, the left hand side will be a falsy value, so we'll take the right hand side. I'm not entirely sure what the name of that is. I don't think it's short circuit evaluation, but it's sort of like so if you do an and, right, then only the first one is taken, right? Whereas in this one, the right side is taken. So it's just different ways of using logical expressions to be able to select a certain expression to be used. So we can sort of condense it to this, and now if we return this, rather if we run it, we will see that we have an issue here. So let's see. Oh, of course, this is a const. So let's make sure we're making that a let. And you can see that we have 1, 2 fizz, 1, 2 fizz, 4 buzz, 1, 2 fizz, 4 buzz, fizz, 7, 8, fizz buzz 11, fizz. So still looking exactly the way that we would expect. And you can see that we still get the right answer. So 2 very nice ways of doing fizz buzz. I certainly like both of these solutions. I think it's good that you become comfortable with both of them. And look at that. We got perhaps lucky here, and so far that's been the best percentage that we've gotten for this question. So I think it's a fun way to practice all these different methods, get comfortable with them, learn how to use them, learn how to write them, under pressure, and just give it a go and practice with it. So I hope that you all learned a little bit in today's LeetCode Explore session. This is Fizz Buzz. The next one that we'll be looking at is, let's see, number of steps to reduce a number to 0. So that should be a fun one for us too. So with that being said, I hope you all have a great rest of your Saturday, and subscribe to the channel if you like LeetCode. And more than just that, right? Because nowadays I've sort of been expanding the channel where not only am I doing my daily LeetCode live streams, I'm doing the Explore cards, I have the weekly roundups that I do every Sunday, and then of course I have my With Vanilla playlist where I do front-end projects using vanilla JavaScript, hopefully offering a little bit of a different perspective for prospective front-end developers. If that's something you like, make sure to follow me on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell so you can always be up to date on all of my newest videos. And with that being said, have a great day and happy coding. Later.